All right, welcome to the Explicker. Today, we're going to break down a pretty radical strategy for winning over customers, especially now that the old marketing playbook is basically dead in the water. And it all comes from this guy, Marcus Sheridan, who managed to save his own company from totally collapsing and then built a global movement around one single powerful idea: trust. So this whole thing kicks off with a story, and we're talking about a company that was staring right into the abyss. I mean, right on the absolute edge of failure. It's a journey that starts with some serious fear, but it ends with a complete revolution in how we think about business. But look, this isn't just some dusty history lesson about surviving a recession. What this little company did when their backs were against the wall, well, it ended up creating a blueprint, a system for thriving in a world that, let's face it, it's changing faster than ever before. It's really a lesson in how you turn pain into power. Okay, so let's set the scene. The year is 2008, and our story's all about a small swimming pool company run by Marcus Sheridan and his business partners. And they were about to walk straight into the financial storm of a generation. You know, they'd been chugging along just fine since 2001. And then, bam, the market crashed. I mean, within just 48 hours, they lost $250,000 in customer deposits. By January of 2009, they were right there, on the edge, about to lose it all. And what Sheridan says about this moment is just so powerful. He says it's the pain, right? That fear of being on the edge, that's what finally forces us to do the things we probably knew we should have been doing all along. For his company, that meant completely reinventing how they talk to their customers. Okay, so let's fast forward to right now. Today, businesses are facing another huge shift. It's not a financial crash this time around, it's a technological one. And there's a new gatekeeper in town: artificial intelligence. For the last 20 years, the game was pretty simple. Rank number one on Google. You threw money at SEO and ads, and you hoped people clicked on your blue link. Well, guess what? That era is over. Now, with AI search, the goal isn't to rank, it's to get recommended. And AI doesn't give you a list of choices. It gives you an answer. It either recommends you, or it just rejects you. End of story. So, this is the billion-dollar question, isn't it? In this new world, how do you become the brand that the AI actually trusts enough to recommend? And the answer? It's not some super secret techie trick. It's a massive shift in your whole philosophy, a move towards what you might call radical transparency. And this, right here, is the core of the entire strategy. You build that trust with actual humans and with AI. By just obsessively answering the questions that your customers are already asking online. Sheridan calls them the Big Five. Here they are, these 5 subjects: cost and price, the problems and the negatives, comparisons to other options, reviews, and those best-in-class lists. I mean, these are the exact things every single one of us looks up before we make any kind of important purchase. Your willingness to just address these head-on and honestly is the foundation for becoming the most trusted voice in your entire industry. So let's talk about the biggest elephant in the room: price. Seriously, think about it. It's the first thing we all look for, right? And yet less than 10% of businesses are willing to talk about it on their websites. This is, hands down, the biggest trust killer in business today. And why do companies hide it? Oh, you hear the same old excuses every time. Well, it depends, or we can't let our competitors see our prices, or what if we scare people away because we're more expensive? But all these excuses completely ignore how a buyer's brain actually works. Peep, here's what's so critical to understand. When a customer can't find pricing, they're not thinking, oh, wow, this must be a really high-value custom service. No way. They're thinking, what are they hiding from me? And boom, in that one instant, trust, the one single emotion you're fighting for, is completely gone. Okay, so enough theory. What does this actually look like in the real world? Let's look at some cold, hard proof of what happened when Sheridan's pool company decided to lean in and tackle the toughest question of all. $35 million. Yeah, you heard that right. That is the amount of traceable sales that was generated by one single article on their website. It's incredible. And how they do it? It's almost unbelievable. With an article that took 45 minutes to write at a kitchen table, they were the very first pool company in the entire world to just honestly answer the question, how much does a fiberglass pool cost? They didn't just give one price, they explained what drives the price up or down. And that simple act of honesty became a magnet for customers. I mean, just look at the chain reaction that this started. They tackled a huge customer fear, they shot up to become the #1 resource online, they drove hundreds and hundreds of sales meetings, and ultimately, that one single act of transparency saved their business. It just proves that your willingness to teach is your greatest marketing asset. Period. Okay, with this whole idea, it's bigger than just writing blog posts, right? This philosophy of trust and transparency, it's now completely reshaping the entire sales process itself. The future, my friends, is all about self-service. Check this out. Gartner, the big research firm, found that 75% of buyers would rather have a seller-free experience. And look, it's not because people hate salespeople. It's about control. They want to educate themselves on their own terms before they even think about talking to a human being. I mean, just look at the shift. The old way was all about gate-kept information. You had to call somebody to get answers. The new way is open-source education. So your job now is to build these amazing tools, calculators, configurators, estimators, that empower your buyers to find their own answers. And the impact? It's just staggering. The data shows that when companies add a simple price estimator tool to their website, they see an average increase in leads of 300%. And that's not over a year, that's on day one, the day they launch it. And if you're sitting there thinking you can wait on this, think again. Google and AI are already forcing this change. They're actively highlighting businesses that have online estimates. They're rolling out AI features that will just get prices for you. The reality is simple. If you're not transparent with your pricing, you're about to become completely invisible online. So what's the big takeaway from all of this? It's pretty simple, actually. Stop following the old unwritten rules of your industry. The rule breakers, the ones who obsess over what their buyers truly want, not what their competitors are doing, they're the ones who become the new rule makers. And that leaves us with just one final question. And it's not about technology, it's about courage. Are you willing to be transparent? Are you willing to break the rules to become the most trusted voice in your market? Because if you are, you won't just find customers, you'll create an endless stream of them.